We will now turn to the department awards. At this time, Dr. Josh Peterson, Department Chair for Communication Studies, will come to the podium for the presentation of the Department of Communication Studies Awards.
Hey everyone, how are we doing today? Good, yeah. Thanks for coming out to this great celebration of our awardees today. Like Dr. Yates said, I'm Josh Peterson, the Department Chair of Communication Studies, and it's my honor today to recognize our award winners from our departmental awards that are nominated through different processes, and then a group of our faculty select the award winners. So our first recipient today is the 2026 Outstanding Alum Award in Communication Studies, and that is going to Dr. Dietrich A. Graham. I can go, we call him DA. So DA is an international conflict resolution expert and organizational integrity leader. His diverse career spans global corporate leadership at Nielsen, military service as an award-winning Navy chaplain, and a senior ombuds roles at Princeton, San Diego State, and the University of Kansas. He is the founder of DNA Global Consulting, a strategic consulting firm that focuses on the intersection of human behavior and organizational health. A proud University of Alabama alum, Dr. Graham founded the Alabama Student Society of Communication Arts, which is now the C&IS Ambassadors Program, which is all the lovely folks and students that are wearing the red jackets around the room. So what a legacy. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Dietrich Graham.
Okay, they did tell me it was in the book. Okay, great. I brought my phone just in case. I want to thank you for this opportunity, and thank you because when you honor me, you honor Prentice and Dorothy Graham, my parents, and I'm grateful for my sister and her husband, Marquita and Belle, who are here representing my family. Truly, this is something profound, profoundly humbling. There's something profoundly humbling about being called back to the place where you first became yourself, and being told that who you became is worth celebrating. I want to begin where everything began for me, in a classroom, in this college, in a course called Great Speakers and Speeches, taught by Dr. E. Culpeper Clark, and I fell in love. I walked in as a young man who liked to talk. I walked out understanding that words chosen carefully, offered honestly, and delivered with conviction have the power to change the world. That single course set the trajectory of my entire life. To the faculty of that era, Dr. Haygood, Dr. McMahon, Dr. Huddleston, Dr. Bennett, Dr. Nelson, Dr. Bryan, you were not just simply teachers, you were architects. And what you built in us has held. I have carried Alabama with me across every institution, every country, every conflict I have been entrusted to transform, from, as said, the Navy to Princeton, from Nielsen to now Linz, Austria, where I serve and live today. The foundation was always laid right here. I also carry with me those who are no longer here to witness this moment. My brother, who passed away in January, to their love is woven into everything that I do. To the C&IS Ambassadors, the organization I had the privilege of founding over 30 some odd years ago, where you are the reason I give back. Keep going, your voice matters more than you know. And to this college, You did not just educate me, you formed me. This award belongs to Alabama. I'm simply a grateful son. Roll Tide.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Graham. I appreciate those words. This is really great to hear the impact you've made since your time here at the university. So we're looking forward to hearing all those great stories from our students who are graduating, moving on this year. Okay, so we're going on to some of our student awards. This year's Outstanding Senior in Communication Studies Award, the recipient is Ansley Greer. Beyond excelling in the classroom with a GPA of over 4.0, Ansley is actively involved in, Ainsley is actively involved in our campus programs, such as our speaking studio consultant, a copywriter for the Capstone Agency, a member of the Panhellenic PR committee, and volunteers with Boys and Girls Clubs of West Alabama, among other activities. So on top of all that, Ainsley is also duly enrolled in our Communication Studies Master's program. So please join me in congratulating Ainsley Greer. All right, thank you, Ainsley. Our next award is the Outstanding Teaching by a Master's Student Award, and this year's recipient is Gustavo Lenz. Gustavo has been a lab instructor for 2 different courses that we have in our department, COM 122, which is Critical Decision Making, and COM 123, Public Speaking, where they've taught over 60 students in each semester, and Gustavo brings this positive energy to the classroom and he has got a kind of a really great passion for the material that he's teaching. As one of their students said, Gustavo was very easy to work with. They would give feedback and answer all the questions to the best of their ability, and Gustavo is a very positive and uplifting person. So please join me in congratulating Gustavo Lenz. Okay, moving on from teaching to research, this year's Outstanding Master's Student Research Award is Savannah Robertson. Even though Savannah is currently in our PhD program, her time as a master's student in our program, she was already setting an impressive trajectory with her research. So her interests lie in the intersections of family communication and organizational communication. And Savannah, she's been not only collaborating with our faculty in the college, but also advancing her own work. For example, she recently presented a paper titled An Imposter's Playbook in Graduate School, Familial Support and Motivation Leveraging of Imposter Phenomenon at our National Communication Association Convention this past November. So please join me in congratulating Savannah Robertson. All right, we also would like to recognize the Outstanding Non-Traditional Thesis Award for our department, which goes to Levia Walker. Levia graduated from our master's program in 2025, and her project explored topics of racial stereotypes and marginalization in media, politics, and everyday life through performance and storytelling. As part of her capstone project, Levia delivered a creative presentation titled Theorizing Emerging Controlling Images in Black Women's Political Representation. And Levia currently works at Huntington College as an admissions counselor. So please join me in recognizing and congratulating Levia Walker. Okay, our next award is named and honors the legacy and contributions of Dr. Beth Bennett, who's here today in the audience. So we'll just give her a little shout out. Thanks, Beth. So this award is called the Beth Bennett Award for Excellence in Rhetoric and Civic Discourse. And the award winner, you've seen her just recently receive an award, is also Ainsley Greer. This award, again, honors the career and legacy of Bennett. She's a longtime faculty member here at the University of Alabama. It's one of committed to rhetoric and the study of civic discourse. Her career is a testament that we must think, speak, and engage with others to make the best decisions for our society. And this award honors those skills and commitments in future generations of communication scholars like Ainsley. And the awards committee recognizes Ainsley as reflecting these characteristics that are central to the spirit of this award. So please join me in congratulating once again Ainsley Green. All right, and that does it for our awards for the Department of Communication Studies. I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. C&IS. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Peterson. We will now welcome to the podium Dr. Brooke McKeever, Department Chair for Advertising and Public Relations.
Good morning, everyone. I'm honored to be here representing the great faculty and staff of our department to recognize our outstanding alumni and students. Each year, the Department of Advertising and Public Relations honors one outstanding alum from each of our majors. Now, I am pleased to announce that the 2026 Outstanding Alum Award for Advertising is Dana Anderjeski Livingston. Dana is a communications and strategic media professional. She carried on a storied family tradition as the 20th member to enroll at the University of Alabama. During her time at C&IS, Dana served as the advertising manager for the Crimson White. Building on her foundation in advertising, she transitioned into performance-driven work with Meta platforms. Her current role focuses on paid social media strategy, most notably spearheading a corporate rebrand for Renewity. Please join me in congratulating Dana Anderjeski Livingston.
You guys already got me crying from some of the remarks from our earlier awardees. When a young Polish man hopped a train from Buffalo, New York in the 1930s to come play baseball at the University of Alabama, he never imagined that his legacy would live for almost 100 years through 24 of his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. My grandfather loved his university so much, and every year he would write a letter in Polish to us for our freshman year at Alabama. He passed before I could get my letter, so I thought I would write one to him. Don't worry, it's not in Polish. Grandpa, Dad continued your teaching by always pushing me to be the best in whatever I pursued, and instilled in me our standard of achievement. Mom has been my best friend and an amazing example of a leader and teammate in the workplace. My husband, Ryan, listens more than he talks, which is unheard of in our family. Always hears out my work issues as I try to find solutions, and is my biggest cheerleader. He also loves his university as much as I do, even though he did go to a Big Ten school, but we don't hold that against him. Will Hodges became my sounding board ever since our master's program here at Alabama, and makes us laugh when Alabama football makes us want to cry. And Allison Payne nominated me and is the one who never lets me forget what I am capable of, even when this industry gets overwhelming. This university introduced me to some true powerhouses in the industry, just like you said it would. Mike Little was my champion from freshman year through grad school and beyond. Dr. Joe Phelps had faith in my ability, Dr. Berger saw my potential, and coached my public speaking. I know it's hard to believe I ever had trouble talking. Then there are the two women who gave me my start and showed me how to succeed in this industry. Christy Burnham, fellow alumna, took a chance on me and gave me my first job in media planning and is a consistent mentor throughout my career. Debbie Simon is truly an outstanding person who made me a meticulous student of detail and having pride in the output of my work. You would love to know that they made me even more of a perfectionist than you could have. You were right, Grandpa. This university gave me all the tools to succeed, has the best alumni network, and kept our large Polish family together. Oh, and I was able to be here for at least one of 6 championships Coach Saban won. Some people say he's as good as your friend, Coach Bryant. And there's a coach from Buffalo that has taken on our basketball team to multiple Sweet 16s, an Elite 8, and a Final Four. Our traditions, too, are built on tenacity, excellence, drive, pride, fight, spirit, grit, class, intensity, comeback, and heart. Dziękuję. Thank you, and roll tide.
Thank you, Dana. At this time, we will present the 2026 Outstanding Alum Award for Public Relations to Jim Botkin. Jim Botkin is a strategic communications leader and the Chief Communications Officer at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, where he oversees managing for the state's largest employer. Jim attended UA on a GI scholarship made possible through the service of his stepfather, Army Colonel Bob Hurst. He remains dedicated to the communications field by mentoring emerging professionals and sharing PR insights drawn from his experience in higher education and public affairs. Please join me in congratulating Jim Botkin.
Good morning. It is still morning, right? First, I want to congratulate all the students who are being honored today. When I was a C&IS student, I never got any, or I should say never earned any awards. So you're already way ahead of where I was at that point. But I want to thank C&IS for this honor. I also want to thank Dr. Bruce Berger, my favorite professor and now longtime mentor who nominated me. More than for the recognition, I want to thank C&IS for helping build a foundation that I've been able to build my career on. And I'm very grateful for that. For those of you, there are others in the room who look like you might know this, but in the mid-90s, it was a lot easier to get into UA than it is now. And I don't know that I'd be able to get in now the way I was back then. But C&IS took a relatively unserious student and turned me into a serious student and gave me opportunities to have some great professional experiences that I'm really grateful for. But I guarantee none of my classmates my freshman and sophomore year would have expected this. I was telling Dr. Berger earlier that I very vividly remember a time when I was in his class and he asked me, kind of put me on the spot to define good public relations. Should be simple for a public relations major. But my answer was so embarrassing and terrible that I'm still not going to repeat it today, and I'm glad that he doesn't remember what that answer was, so he can't help me. But that's what this recognition is really special to me, because it's a reminder that it's not where you start, it's where your hard work takes you, and it's also a reminder of when someone sees you when you might not be at your best, but still decides to invest in you and build you up, and that's the legacy that C&IS and Dr. Berger represent to me. And it continued after I graduated. When I was moving back about a decade after I graduated from Nashville to Birmingham to open a branch office of a PR firm, I needed to hire an entry-level candidate, and reached out to him because I knew I could trust him. I knew he had a good sense for his students' potential. And long story short, the first person he recommended was the person who I hired, Louise Oliver, who is now the president of that very successful PR firm all these years later. And probably, if I'm putting money on it, a future recipient of this award. So I want to thank the C&IS team for continuing that tradition that Dr. Berger represents to me. And I know it continues because we just hired Haley Hubbard, a recent UA PR grad on our team at UAB, and she's doing great work already for us. So finally, I've referenced hard work a couple times because I want the students here to recognize that you have a great opportunity in front of you, and so I encourage you to combine that with hard work to make the most of it. But I want to just really quickly recognize the person who gave me my work ethic, my mom, Betsy Hurst, who's here with me today. Appreciate you, love you, and thank you all. Roll Tide and go Blazers.
Thank you, Jim. Now I will announce the student awards from the Department of Advertising and Public Relations. This year's outstanding senior in public relations is Mallory Cook. Mallory is a Tuscaloosa native and a leader in many of our student organizations. She serves as president of the Public Relations Student Society of America, or PRSSA, and is a member of the Bateman team, a national competition in which our students earned second place last year in the nation. She also writes for Platform Magazine, a publication of our Planck Center for Leadership in Public Relations. Mallory interned with Delta Airlines, where she wrote professional articles for the brand, and she has worked with Tisch Student Services and Engagement in our college for several years. Faculty who nominated her for this award shared that she excels in classes, particularly in professional writing and research. Congratulations, Mallory. Next, we have this year's outstanding senior in advertising, who is Jackson Davidson. Jackson is part of Capstone Agency, our student-run communications agency, and has participated in Create-a-thon, a 24-hour event in which students create compelling work for multiple nonprofit organizations. Jackson describes advertising as storytelling with a purpose. He is also pursuing a minor in creative writing and an MBA. Faculty who nominated Jackson said he distinguishes himself through intellectual engagement, professionalism, and confidence. He has made strong and lasting impressions through insightful questions, well-prepared contributions, and the ability to connect course material to broader global and professional contexts. Congratulations to Jackson. Next, we have our Barbin Scholar Award. The Barbin Scholar is named in honor of Dr. Arnold Barbin, who served as a professor of advertising here for 13 years, before retiring in 2000. This award recognizes the top graduating senior in advertising or public relations for exceptional leadership, mentorship, and academic performance. This year's recipient is Counts Shakes. Counts has consistently been on the president's list and is actively involved on campus, from student government to the Shelby Scholars Program. She was named to the Mortarboard Honor, Blue Key, and Omicron Delta Kappa Honor Societies at the Spring 2026 Tapping of the Mound. She was a key member of the Bateman team that took second place nationally last year, and she currently works as the Public Relations Intern for the Global Water Security Center and as the Press Secretary for SGA. Congratulations to Counts. And our last award for advertising and public relations goes to our outstanding graduate student in advertising and public relations, who is Tony Ribaldo. Tony was nominated by multiple faculty members because of her many achievements in research, teaching, and service. She is Vice President of our Public Relations Student Society of America and has been a transformative mentor for the chapter, connecting undergraduates with national industry leaders through a speaker series and pro bono partnerships. She serves as Director of Strategy within Capstone Agency, where she works on integrated campaigns for major clients like Coca-Cola Bottling Company United. As a doctoral student, she has published her research in academic journals and taught one of our key advertising courses, which I'm very grateful for. She is also Vice President of Student Engagement for the University's Graduate Student Association. Faculty who nominated Tony for this award said her record reflects a rare combination of scholarly productivity, instructional excellence, and service leadership that makes her worthy of this recognition. Congratulations to Tony. Turn it back over to Dr. Yates. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. McKeever. Next, we will recognize our outstanding alumni and students in the Department of Journalism and Creative Media. Dr. Michael Bruce, Department Chair, will present the awards.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to represent the faculty, staff, and students of the Department of Journalism and Creative Media this morning. Just a side note, the department was created in 2016. As we recognize our alums this morning, they would have been in departments that do not exist now. So they were merged, journalism and telecommunication and film in 2016. Our first award is to the 2026 Outstanding Alum for News Media, and that is Patricia Lloyd. Patricia Lloyd is a seasoned communications professional with over 30 years of experience in journalism, public relations, and marketing. She was the first in her family to attend the university, later inspiring several relatives to follow. Patricia's journalism career included serving as the Birmingham News Capital Bureau Chief and lead reporter on high-profile national trials. Once a recipient of the prestigious Capital Cities Minority Apprenticeship, she has always used storytelling to communicate diverse narratives. Patricia continues to serve her alma mater as a member of the C&IS Board of Visitors. Please join me in welcoming our 2026 Outstanding Alum for News Media, Patricia Lloyd.
Good morning. My mother sold a cow to buy me my first typewriter, which I needed for my news writing class here at Bama. You see, we didn't have the discretionary funds that were needed for that piece of equipment. I was here on Pell Grants and a tuition discount thanks to my dad who worked here as a janitor. And for those Gen Zers, like my daughter, who likely has never seen a typewriter, find me later and I'll explain that to you. That's a major reason why this recognition is especially meaningful to me. I stand here because of all those who sacrificed so that I could attend and complete my degree from Bama, and then to go on to a fulfilling career. People like my older siblings who sent me money for incidentals. My brother and sister-in-law who live here in Tuscaloosa, who always had a bag of food for me when I needed it. To my younger sister who came after me, and because I was the first in my family to attend Alabama, she needed to see me succeed. And of course, my parents who strongly supported education, even when theirs was limited. And I thank God for covering me and providing me the village that I so desperately needed. We may all have the equal fire in our bellies and especially unique talents, but we don't all begin this journey from the same starting point. And that's okay. That's part of the adventure. But it's programs like former UA's Minority Journalism Workshop that was spoken about earlier that are so important. That's why caring and involved faculty and staff are essential for all students, but especially those who lack resources. I received that support and the foundation from UA, and it made all the difference in the world to me. I've gotten to do great work, meet exceptional people, and tell impactful stories because of that support. And what is my response to this great honor today? To be someone else's village. I strive to be that mentor and advocate for those who are navigating the world of communications today. Because we all know media looks very different from what it did just a few years ago. However, truth, integrity, and great storytelling should always be at the core of what we do. Congratulations to all of today's award recipients. May each of us press on to be the good we want to see in this world. I'd like to thank Deborah Nelson, who nominated me for this great honor, and to my always supportive and loving husband, who came with me today. Thank you all for this honor. Thank you for this opportunity to share a little bit about myself and why it's so important to be here and roll time.
Thank you, Patricia. Our next alum winner is the winner of the 2026 Outstanding Alum Award for Creative Media, and that goes to Marcus Patterson. Marcus Patterson is an award-winning cinematographer and filmmaker whose work has premiered at prestigious festivals including Sundance, South by Southwest, and Telluride. A graduate of the University of Alabama and UCLA's MFA program, he recently debuted his fourth feature, Sunfish, and earned an ASC Student Heritage Award nomination. Marcus remains active in the UA alumni community by connecting with current previous students offering them a candid look at the inner workings of the local media landscape in Los Angeles. Please join me in welcoming our 2026 Outstanding Alum for Creative Media, Marcus Patterson.
It's so cool. I just want to thank the University of Alabama and the College of Communication and Information Sciences. I could tell myself 20 years ago, editing in the back of Reese Pfeiffer, that I'd be here. I'm not sure I would leave myself. There's a lot of people I want to thank. I want to thank my parents. I grew up the child of a nurse and an insurance accountant, so I'm not sure they always knew what to do with my creative energy. But between young authors conferences and school plays and helping me figure out exactly what it was I wanted to do, just so thankful for you guys, and I love you. I want to thank my sister, who also is here today. I took off work, and I forced her to play endless imaginary games in our basement, which I learned later is, I guess, directing. Thank you guys. I want to thank Josh Fuller, my previous business partner and one of my closest friends who nominated me for the award. He was not able to be here today. I want to thank my wife, Caitlin, who I've known since the 9th grade and has not only helped me become the cinematographer that I am today, but watched me as I tried every single part of this industry, from acting to editing to producing, and landed behind the camera and really found the love there. And took her to Applebee's so many years ago, 15 years ago, right here in McFarland, and said, I think I want to go to LA and do this forever, maybe. And she said, sure, let's do it. There's a couple of professors I want to thank who I've never really had a chance to thank. Some were with us, but their legacy is always here. Sorry, some were with us and some weren't, but their legacy in everything I shoot, in every, I tell everyone when I get a film to work on, I'm looking for grandma's basement. I'm looking for my nanny's basement in all of them. I'm trying to find home, and home is here at the University of Alabama. I went to home games right here at Section U2 every single Saturday that we could. Some people had boats, some people had vacation homes. We had season tickets, and that was very special to us. So I want to thank Gary Copeland. When I came to the University of Alabama, I, like all freshmen, enjoyed the poster sale at the Ferg. And my posters on my wall were what you would expect of a college freshman, male, Scarface and Fight Club, and very good, fine films. I love the films, but I'd never seen a foreign movie. I'd never seen anything from before when I was born. And so Gary was the first one to show me art cinema. And when I made a glib remark about 2001: A Space Odyssey in his class, he just looked at me and said, think deeper. And so I'm trying, Gary. I'm giving it a shot. And 2001 is now one of my favorite films. I want to thank Tom Sharonis, who created and directed a little indie project. It's called Seinfeld. Tom came every year in the spring to lead a class and actually put together a production, start to finish. I had not found my passion. I really didn't have a direction. I thought I wanted to be an editor. I learned later that I did not want to sit. I am not capable of sitting behind a computer for that long. But I was the post-production sound mixer and did not have a job on shoot days. So he said, why don't you hold B camera? So I was a B camera operator, and who knew where that would lead? So thank you, Tom. I want to thank Rachel Ramus, who was my internship coordinator. She became a mentor, now directs television in LA as well, and she's always a phone call away. And I want to thank Stephen Schwab, who actually taught in Honors College, but he showed me that you could maintain curiosity forever, and was a relationship that I maintained for a long time. The students that are here, I want to remind you that your professors are your friends, and in just a couple of years, they'll be your colleagues. Bug them, bother them, call them, email them. They're there to help you. This is their passion, and the relationships that I made, the four that I just mentioned and several others, those are the people that I've leaned on for the past 15 to 20 years. But thank you to the University of Alabama. To my crew that I always say at the end of every movie, we're just getting started, and roll tide.
Thank you, Marcus. We will now move to the student awards. The Outstanding Student in News Media Award goes to Maven Navarro. Maven is an extraordinary JCN News Media major who has excelled inside and outside the classroom. She is an honor student, and has done an outstanding job during her 4 years as a reporter and editor at the Crimson White, including serving the last 2 years as the newspaper's editor-in-chief. Maven is one of only 20 college students selected nationwide to participate in the New York Times highly competitive talent mentorship program. In addition, she is interned at the Tuscaloosa Thread, reported on state legislative bills for the Alabama Reflector, and served as a student mentor in the C&IS Writing Center. Her many awards include honors from the Associated Collegiate Press, College Media Association, and the Society of Professional Journalists, as well as membership in the 31, a group that recognizes the significant contributions of women on the UA campus. Next, the Outstanding Student in Creative Media Award goes to Addison Lesko. Addison is a director, writer, producer, artist, and researcher. Driven and accomplished, Addison has proven to be a leader and a passionate creative. Addison has earned several top awards as a student, including the C&IS Susan Colvin Award and a Broadcast Education Award of Excellence for Screenwriting. Addison is currently in post-production for Bloom, a directorial debut that combines a background in biology research with creative storytelling. Addison is also pursuing a Fulbright Award and plans to eventually live in New York to build a career in the film industry. Addison Lesko, our outstanding student in creative media. The Outstanding Research Award goes to Anthony Montolto. Anthony Montolto is a multimedia journalist, on-air talent, and budding news producer at WVUA TV, just a few floors below us in this building. His research interests are directly informed by the experience as a beat reporter in Macon, Georgia. His research paper on Native American tribal lands in Macon received first place at the 2025 American Journalism Historian Association Southeast Symposium. Currently, Anthony is investigating how people in small communities use Facebook groups for breaking news, sharing information, and discussing local issues. This important work offers insight into how communities are adapting to changes in local news coverage. Anthony Montalto. The Outstanding Master's Student Award goes to Margaret Leach. Margaret is a student in the JCM Accelerated Master's Program and will graduate in May with her BA in News Media and her Master's in Journalism and Media Studies. During her time at UA, she has worked with Crimson Tide Productions and Now This Magazine, been inducted into the Kappa Tau Alpha Honor Society, and held leadership positions in Kappa Alpha Theta and the Alabama Forensic Council, where she now serves as student tournament director. Recently, her research paper, Milk Cartons and Abducted Children's Campaigns in the 1980s, won first place at the 2026 American Journalism Historians Association Southeastern Symposium. This June, she will compete for the title of Miss Iowa and the opportunity to advance to the Miss America pageant. Margaret is unable to be here today as she is away at a forensics competition, but she is thrilled to learn she would be receiving this honor. Please congratulate I just went blank. Margaret.
All right, look to your left, look to your right, and say, you're doing great. You are really hanging in there. Your attention spans are stellar, and we forge ahead. I will say, quickly before we move into this next phase, no offense to all of you who are wearing shoes, but in JCM, we just had the best shoes to come across the stage yet. We had Dr. Bruce, and we had Miss Patricia Lloyd. Those are the finest shoes we've seen yet. So keep an eye out for what's next. Thank you, Drs. Naidu, Peterson, McKeever, and Bruce, for presenting our departmental awards. It is my honor to now recognize academic achievements among all our undergraduate students. To begin, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the students who have maintained a 3.9 grade point average throughout their undergraduate career. This is an incredible achievement that reflects their dedication and hard work. Students with a 3.9 GPA, please stand so we can recognize and honor you. If we had more time, I would ask the faculty who had that to do the same. I would not be able to stand. So we now turn our attention to another exceptional group of students, all freshmen, sophomores, and juniors who have maintained a 4.0 or higher grade point average throughout their undergraduate career. So if that is you, please stand so that we can honor you. Outstanding. And to your support groups, family, and friends, that is awesome because we know that every one of you takes a village. All students who have just been recognized will receive a certificate of this achievement at the end of the ceremony. Right that way. The last group of students we now want to recognize are our 2026 seniors graduating with a 4.0 grade point average or higher. This is an incredible achievement that reflects your years of dedication, perseverance, and academic excellence. As a symbol of this honor, each recipient will receive a red graduation cap, highly coveted on this campus. I will now announce the names of these outstanding graduates. Recipients, when your name is called, please come forward to receive your cap. Guests, we ask that you hold your applause until all names have been read. Madeline Alborn, Anna Alanis, Lise Badeau, Lee Baldwin, Sarah Bates, Isabella Binge, Laurel Blaze, Maya Pratt, Emma Brycock, Sawyer Brooks, Eloise Chambers, Mallory Cook, Kendra Cornett, Lindsay Cox, Emily Krauser, Emma Daly, Mary Daly, Jackson Davidson, Emily Davis, Ansley Greer, Hallie Harmon, Brianne Hollis, Samara Jacobs, Annie Hiccup, Mackenzie Knight, Olivia LaRose, Margaret Leach, Addison Lesko, Connor McNamara, Caitlin Mana, Maya Mungo, Skylar Nordhoff, Leah Catherine Peacock, Emma Phelps, Gracie Price, Megan Renzi, Madison Sanchagrin, Casey Shamel, Counts Shanks, Emma Simpson, Krista Smithers, Maggie Sullivan, Reagan Thomas, Mallory Trent, Case Webb, and Nathan Wersch. Please join me in a round of applause for these outstanding seniors. And I know it's a little small, but we created this sign over here in the corner, and you can see it. It says Red Cap Scholars. We'd love to grab a picture of that over at the end of all of you, so don't run off too far. We will now turn our attention to the college's highest undergraduate honors, the Susan Colvin Prize and the Mark D. Nelson Leadership Award. We will begin by presenting the Susan Colvin Prize, created by well-known Alabama writer Harper Lee in honor of her friend Susan Colvin. The prize is awarded annually to the most outstanding rising senior in our college who displays exemplary character, leadership, and an excellent grade point average. At this time, I invite 2025 Susan Colvin Prize recipient Addison Lesko to help present the award. The Susan Colvin Prize recognizes a student who embodies excellence of character, maintains an exemplary academic record. And with a perfect 4.0 GPA, this year's recipient sets the bar high, academically and beyond. You'll rarely catch her without a huge smile, and she brings that same positive energy into every space she enters, and she enters many. She is closing out the year as part of the Holly Center's inaugural cohort of interns, where she has contributed creativity and professionalism. Last year, she was able to put her PR skills into action while promoting Yonder Contemporary Dance Company, a pre-professional dance company housed in the Department of Theater and Dance here at the University of Alabama, an experience that deeply impacted her and helped shape her future goals. Her impact extends well beyond UA. Back home, she serves her community as a communications intern, helping tell the story of how her city government is working to improve the lives of its residents. Her work is thoughtful, intentional, and grounded in genuine care for people. And yes, the 4.0 is very impressive, but it isn't the sole reason she is being honored as the college's most outstanding student. What truly sets her apart is the mission and heart behind everything she does. She puts it best herself. I hope to use my role as an aspiring public relations professional to amplify voices that often go unheard, deliver transparent and ethical communication, and set a professional standard rooted in respect and accountability. With that kind of purpose, integrity, and joy guiding her work, this year's Susan Colvin Prize winner is not only deserving, she is an inspiration worth celebrating. Please join me in congratulating this year's Susan Colvin Prize winner, Sarah Schwartz.
I'm incredibly honored and deeply grateful to be recognized with the Susan Colvin Prize. It's difficult to fully express what the College of Communication and Information Sciences means to me, but it will always be the place that has made the University of Alabama feel like home, and the place that transformed my passion into purpose. From my very first day on campus, I have been surrounded by professors and staff who have spent countless hours pouring into me and encouraging and investing in my work. Thank you for continuously challenging me, believing in me, and most of all, giving me the courage to dream bigger than I thought possible. Your mentorship has shaped me into the woman I am today, and has taught me that growth is not linear, but is often a winding road that requires resilience and grit. Above all, the C&IS community, which has so graciously embraced me, has shown me the true meaning of excellence. Excellence is not the prestige that comes with an award, but a lived experience shaped by the choice to use your gift to serve others. It is found in choosing empathy over indifference and using communication to create positive societal change. To me, excellence is not about recognition, it's about impact led by compassion and integrity. These values shape my desire to use communication as a force for good as I work to build community by promoting nonprofit and arts organizations. This mission exists because of the people in this college who have poured their time and energy into supporting and shaping the next generation. I will carry all that you have taught with me with deep gratitude as I move forward into my career and into the final year of my education. Thank you for this incredible honor and for your support as I continue to chase my dreams.
Now we will award the Mark D. Nelson Leadership Award, named in honor of Dean Emeritus Mark D. Nelson. This award recognizes Dean Nelson's 31 years of service at the University of Alabama, including 8 years as Dean of C&IS. His leadership, academic excellence, and commitment to service have had a profound impact on the college, elevating it to new heights. This award honors a student who embodies the same qualities of leadership, integrity, and character that Dean Nelson demonstrated throughout his career. Traditionally, we invite the previous year's recipient to assist in presenting this award. However, last year's recipient, Sarah Altschuler, is currently interning at the Masters Tournament in Augusta, Georgia. Another trip one of these students could have invited me on. However, we are proud to see her representing both herself and the college through this incredible opportunity. The 2025 Colvin Prize winner, Addison Lesko, has been kind enough to join us again to help present the 2026 Mark D. Nelson Award. The Martin Nelson Award celebrates a student in C&IS who demonstrates leadership, integrity, and an excellence of character. Our 2026 recipient has the uncanny ability to make you feel like you've known each other forever, even in your very first conversation. In C&IS, we teach students to create their story. This year's winner goes a step further. She seeks out the value in their stories already happening around her. She carries that mindset into everything she does, whether as a member of Minerva or as a Roots mentor who goes far beyond the basics, connecting students to paid opportunities, guiding them through competitive applications, and cheering them on at every turn. Her leadership shone brightly as a team lead in her Secret Meals for Hungry Children class, where her class raised $4,300, enough to feed children in need for an entire school year. Her recommender, Susie Daria, writes, she appreciates that opportunities multiply when seized, and she makes vigorous efforts to learn as much as she can from as many angles as possible. This year's winner lifts others boldly, leads with purpose, and reflects the very best of what C&IS strives to cultivate. Today, we proudly celebrate a student whose hard drive and authenticity make her a remarkable leader. Please join me in congratulating this year's Martin Nelson Leadership Award winner, Mary Catherine Gunn.
Good morning, everyone. I am truly honored to receive the Martin Nelson Leadership Award. Thank you again to the College of Communication and Information Sciences. This means more than I can fully express. Being introduced like that is a little surreal to begin with, but the truth is none of this happens on your own. Leadership and even success is never just one person. It's shaped by the people around you. And to begin, I'd like to name a few mentors that have helped me along the way I've got where I am. To begin, of course, my parents for teaching me tenacity and grit and a never-ending love for others, as well as my grandparents, one who is a proud two-time alum of Alabama, as well as Mississippi Keating for being here today. I also want to thank my mentors, Ms. Susan Daria, Mike Little, Dr. Adam Brooks, Mark Berry, Randy Hammond, Ashley Grammer, as well as the team in Tisch Services, and Kent Gidley and Robert Sutton with Crimson Tide Photos, who I'm proud of. Everything I've been able to do during my time here at Alabama is because the people who've shown up for me, the professors who have become mentors, the friends who challenged me to grow, and the people who opened doors for me who I didn't even know existed. I've tried to carry that forward and give that same energy back, which is what makes this place so very special. C&IS talks about creating your own story, but I've learned that some of the most meaningful work comes from paying attention to the stories happening around you and choosing to celebrate those. That's where the connection happens and where leadership really lives. There's a quote from someone very special that has stayed with me since I had the chance to hear it, and it is that persistence is the key to success in every life. And I think that's what this comes down to. Not having everything figured out, not being perfect, but continuing to show up again and again for the people and the things that matter. If I can leave you with anything, it's this. It's never too late to go after what brings you joy, and it's never too small of a chance to make a difference in someone else's life. The way you show up matters. Thank you, and roll Tide.
Turning it back over to Dean Butler. He's done with his last photo. I should have had some jokes today. Well, the sun is coming out, that's fine. And you guys have really done great. We have visitors of all ages here today. I'm super pumped about our friend in the second row there. He is doing awesome. And now, who we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, I'd like to take the opportunity to congratulate each recipient and honoree. Thank you all for attending 2026 Honors Day at the college. The amazing students and outstanding alumni that we've had the privilege to celebrate today are wonderful examples of what we mean when we talk about driving positive change by unleashing the power of communication and information to make the world better for everyone. You are the very best of C&IS. We're incredibly proud to have you as members of the community. It's been a long day. We're doing okay. Incredibly proud to have you as members of the C&IS community, and it's a true honor to have each and every one of you represent the college and the university. As we conclude, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who's made this day and ceremony possible. So first, I want to thank Dr. Stephen Yates for bringing the energy that got all of you focused and moved through the amazing awards that we just had. So thank you, Stephen. For their dedication, planning, execution, and ensuring the seamless coordination of the day, I'd like to thank Genesis Drake, Kennedy Allen, Lexi McMahon, Randy Ham, and the entire Tisch Student Services Engagement Team, who are generally speaking over there, but they're around, so if you could wave, thank you. In particular, I want to highlight the role that the Tisch Student Services and Engagement Team and the Office of Graduate Students play in the successes that you saw today. We talked about the faculty in classroom, we talked about the mentoring, but another group of people that are incredibly important for student success within the college are the Tisch team and the Office of Graduate Studies, and the individuals there that help students through the highs and the lows, the forms and the bureaucracy, the successes and the challenges. Thank you very much to the staff in Tisch and the Office of Graduate Studies. For their help with communication efforts, Megan Barger, Reed Campbell, Haley Taylor, Jared George, and Victoria Bell, Communication Advancement Team. Again, every one of you that took time out of your day to come and celebrate our honorees. Being an audience member is work. This is one of the things we teach people at C&IS, is respect your audience. They're putting effort in, they're making an investment. Whether that investment has been throughout their entire life or just this morning, we appreciate the contribution you made to the success of our honorees today. Thank you very much. As we conclude, I would ask that the recipients of the following awards remain up here or move up here for some additional photos. Pardon me, it says to the left near the photo, over there. The Outstanding Alumni Awards, the Outstanding Student Awards, the Susan Colvin Prize, the Mark D. Nelson Leadership Award, the Bert Blank, and the Betsy Blank Awards. If all of you could move over to the step and repeat over there for photos. I believe we also want the red cap folks over by the red cap scholars sign. If you're not sure, go over there, we'll figure it out. With the students that were recognized for rating the 3.9 GPA or higher, please pick up your certificate of achievement at the table to my right, with Lexi McMahon over there. And again, it is my honor to serve as the Dean of the College, and it's been a privilege to recognize each and every one of you today. Thank you, and roll tide.
Well, aside from the internet connection issues, I think everything went
And she stopped by and she goes, I have a meeting in a little bit. You should sit in and meet this girl. And I'm not nice.